18 Gator.
Check. 53's Mike.
I can't believe 22 Jet Bomber. 22 Jet now.
Another carry out for Gurley. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop it. Looking to throw. Herbert, he's going to dump it off to Gurley. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is.
Come on, set.
Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to it. Very nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
Here we go, set.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Operating from the gun. Herbert steps away. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain.
Wild Bill. Hit it.
Second and 3.
Crash.
That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down.
Get him, boy. Get him, boys. Here we go.
Here's play number 7 on the drive.
Gator.
This is 3rd and 7.
Get your swerve on.
On third down, it's Pollard. And he'll get inside the 10, but he's short of the line he needed. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
A 4-yard gain. It's 4th down.
Okay, ready?
The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. On 4th down, Herbert. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles.
Nice pick.
So they go on 4th down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it.
Well, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
And the Cowboys are able to recover. And that's why...
Ready, ready. 60 outlaw. All right. Here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go. Big River. Big River.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down.
Alert 3.
Oh, what a juke into space. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down. Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Ready. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Silver. Kill.
Shoot. On 2nd down, it's Pollard. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first.
You're out. Check. Now. They're coming.
Back to throw. Herbert. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. As his guys continue to pour it on. Solid response that time by a young quarterback. Last drive, interception. This drive, the touchdown pass.
I like how you described it solid because you don't get extra kudos for bouncing back if you're going to be a big-time quarterback. You're supposed to do that. But at the same time, when you're a rookie, that's not guaranteed, is it? Sometimes they hang their heads and they go in the tank a little bit. Not in this case. Bounced back, took his team downfield, and threw a touchdown pass.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go, boys. Let's go. Ready, set.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out.
Set 50, plant.
51.
Yes.
Let's go, baby.
Go, Mike. Hey, seam 6.
Hey, let's calm down.
Say go.
He'll look to throw.
I got him.
He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Go. 60 yards.
Rip left. 51 to 5.
Back to throw here.
Check.
Flushed out right.
Go, Chad.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Leighton Vander Esch wreaking havoc with a sack.
Let's keep it up. Huddle up, baby. Let's get this.
Down.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down.
We got
Back
three.
now in
Three down.
Arlington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Ready up.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Hey, Haywood.
51.
Hit it.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And Jeffrey's got it. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now throwing on 1st down and completing it. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Pilot, 64.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. 2nd and 5. Escaping the pressure right, and that's incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And he'll hit Jeffrey complete. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35.
10-2 stop.
What a
X3.
methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards and the sticks moving in. Running, it's Drake. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
Here we go.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Shoot.
2nd and 11. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Jordan Lewis. And the return will stop right around the 25. Wow, between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
Well, he is so lucky that one of the defense coordinators I played for, Ken Donahue, is not there right now. Because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed the quarterback in the midst of a streak like this and said, tell you what, son, why don't you throw it to the defensive guys, and let's see if our receivers can intercept it.
He's got to figure something out because the current formula is not working. Back to the ground, this time with Gurley. That second down run, a big help as 7 yards leaves him with just a 3rd and 3 now.
Nice hit, boys.
Ready.
Again they run with Gurley. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Let's go, baby.
14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down.
Ready. 18 Gator.
Number 53, Mike 53. Watch the
Let's go.
On first down, it's Gurley.
He's checking. Crash.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
Let's go.
14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down.
Ready. 60
So from
outlaw.
Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10. Right at the 40. Run for Pollard. And an alley to run.
Turn it up.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown,
Nice
Cowboys.
touchdown, baby. Keep working.
Tony Pollard, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. The Cowboys offense, it'll stay out there as they'll go for 2. From the gun, Herbert. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Bradham. And nothing there on the return. They got the football, but they'll have to start this drive at their own 4-yard line.
Let's get this. Seal this game.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Bring it up.
Their own 23-yard line.
Ready.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
They stay on the ground with Drake. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
Xavier Woods on the tackle. A gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
Got it.
The Eagles on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
Calm the crouch. Go.
Big Ripper.
They'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Aaron Donald able to record his 5th sack of the season.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Not a great start to this drive. You had the sack, now the false start.
I mean, it doesn't take much to either read
break.
lips or just imagine what the head coach is saying right
Hard,
now. Get your
hard.
head in the game, guys. Let's go.
Hey, watch the edge, watch the edge.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
On the ready.
They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
51's the mic, 51's the mic. You can't block me.
Get it.
You can't block me.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And they're going to sack him again, the 5th time they've gotten him today, and this one results in a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
Let's go. Let's go.
Partner, when I was in college, we used to have these things called game maxims that we did before every game. One of them said, press the kicking game. For here's where the breaks are made. It's the area of hidden yardage. How about
Down.
that return? Flipping the field, taking it past the 50, and getting things set up to start the series.
Dude.
They try right side here. Gurley.
I got him. I got him.
The 20. Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game,
Now.
they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. They had a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down. Near the 11-yard line.
Yeah, baby, that's ours.
Come on.
And they'll
set.
try to squeeze in
AT
one
Gator.
more play here
Check,
before the 2-minute
53's
warning.
Mike. Hey, D-line, let's get in there.
Let's go.
Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley.
Safety's
And maybe a
creeping.
measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him
Oh, boy, I
behind
know
the
you felt
line.
that one. I know
Just
you
2
felt
minutes
that one.
remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
70.
So the Cowboys
Indy.
in possession of the
Hey, we got
football
Mike,
here as
number
we get you
53.
reset.
Mike.
Ready.
And let's see what they've
Hey,
come up with
I'm coming,
offensively
I'm
after
coming.
having time to
Under
talk
10,
it over.
under 10,
And they
10.
get to him quickly here as he stopped right
Run to
around
the
the
ball.
13.
Fly to the ball.
He'll get a
Ball,
couple
ball.
yards back, but not more than that. They'll be
Set.
left with
Hey,
12 yards to
Houston.
go on 3rd down.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Let's go.
They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And they are going to score again. Yet another
There we go.
touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately,
Go now.
the head coach will have
90
a 4th
Wolf.
phase. That's the
I'm
coaching.
coming after you.
He'll tell the
I'm coming
ownership
after
that
you.
as he tries to negotiate a new contract
Fine.
over this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Let's go. Let's go.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Here we go. Here we
The
go.
Eagles offense
60
set to begin their
Pittsburgh.
next drive.
Watch
They've
the
lost
screen,
this
watch
one.
the screen.
Their offense
Watch the
has
screen.
struggled. Can they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team
Here comes
and
the
we were
ball.
losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was
Ready,
lost,
ready.
it was over, right?
10 Lobo.
And the coach
Come on,
called
Mike,
a
51.
running play
Quarterback, don't
and
get
pretty much
nervous.
said to everyone, I want to see something executed well.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tyrone Crawford in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Ready? 60 outlaw.
Check, 59.
Look at me, zipper.
Deuce.
Look, he squeeze. And I
They're going to look to throw. He's got Adams on the hookup. Past the 20. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on Sunday. This one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Elliott good on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When you go to the backup, let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. We these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside.
30 base.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. On 1st and goal, Gurley. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.